What if tomorrow, when you open your eyes, the Earth no longer belonged to humans? Imagine looking out of your window and seeing the ground move. Millions of tiny bodies crawling in perfect formation, climbing buildings, flooding the streets. No noise of cars, no voices of people, only the relentless march of swarms. This is not science fiction. This is the question. What if ants suddenly became the dominant species on Earth? For millions of years, humans have believed we are rulers of this planet. We built cities of steel and glass, machines that fly through the skies, and monuments that touch the clouds. But beneath our feet lies a hidden empire, older, stronger, and far more united than ours. The empire of ants. There are over 12,000 known species, living in deserts, jungles, even frozen mountains. For every human alive, there are more than 1 million ants. Together, their total weight rivals ours. But what if evolution shifted overnight? What if ants grew smarter, larger, and more coordinated, strong enough to challenge our rule? Ants already possess traits we cannot match. They speak in chemicals, pheromones that carry commands more precise than any human language. They build vast underground cities with ventilation systems more advanced than many of our ancient civilizations. They wage wars with armies larger than any battle in history. A single ant is fragile, but ants are never alone. They are one, a superorganism, each ant like a cell, each colony like a brain. Now, imagine that brain thinking at our level, or beyond it. Hook, what happens when the smallest creature becomes the smartest? First, they would take the soil, then the crops. Food supplies would vanish as super colonies invade farms, consuming grain, fruits, even livestock. Starvation would spread through human cities. Scientists would try fire, chemicals, weapons, but ants evolve, adapt, and return stronger. Their armies would not just invade villages. They would march across continents. Bridges, skyscrapers, and power lines would turn into new highways of conquest. Hook, history teaches us every dominant force eventually falls. Are humans next? Consider this. Army ants in South America can strip an animal to bone in minutes. Fire ants survive floods by forming living rafts. Bullet ants carry the most painful sting on Earth. Now multiply that by size, intelligence, and numbers. Humanity would not be the hunter anymore. We would be the prey. The global economy would collapse. Factories would fall silent. Technology would rust. And our great monuments, the Eiffel Tower, the pyramids, the skyscrapers of New York, would crumble into nests for the new rulers. Hook, if ants ruled tomorrow, would humans even have a place in their world? Perhaps scattered survivors would remain in caves, mountains, remote islands, but survival is not dominance. We would live in the shadows of an empire built on unity and sacrifice. Ants would not just reshape the land. They would reshape the future. And here lies the deeper truth. Humans believe power belongs to strength, to size, to intelligence. But ants remind us that true power lies in unity, in working as one, in being willing to sacrifice for the colony. If ants rose above us, it would not be because they were bigger or smarter. It would be because they were more together than we could ever be. Hook. So the real question is not what if ants ruled the Earth, but whether we ever truly deserve to rule it ourselves. One day, when the ground beneath us rises and the empire of ants claims the surface, will we fight them? Or will we surrender to the smallest conquerors of all? And if humanity falls to ants, then what comes after? What if the future rulers of Earth are not machines, not aliens, not disasters, but the tiny armies we've always ignored beneath our feet?